Hello everybody. So in case if you got tired of watching me build this thing, this should be my last video about it because the build is complete. This is the whole thing. This is what probably 3 weeks of working on it, maybe 1 or 2 hours every other day netted. And I'm gonna be doing a full review of this toy, and I use that term loosely. I am going to be putting in all these batteries. So these things, these are double A's, and there are 2 banks. Each one holds 6, front and back. That powers basically 2 power supplies that are inside this thing. One is right up here, and it's turned this way because the battery ran out. This is actually the back of it. So the batteries are right there. They actually fall underneath. And then the second power bank that powers, oh, whoops, all of them fell out. And then the second one, actually, there's a little door that opens up right up there. That's interesting. And those go in there. And the sad thing about it is that they go underneath. I mean, this thing probably weighs good 15 pounds. And it's relatively fragile. So changing these batteries out is pretty bad because you got to be careful. Not that it's heavy, but the fact that it's, you got to be careful because you have the arm, the boom right there that kind of extends out pretty far out. You got to be careful not to knock this thing loose, because if I had to take this thing apart and put it back together right now with the manual, I would rather not do that. Yeah, so the reason why it's stuck in this condition is the fact that batteries actually ran out after about 3 days. Now, I am using these rechargeable batteries. It's a combination of several different brands, and the problem is because it requires 12. I do not have 12 of the same kind, and they are rechargeable, which means they hold a little less juice than your normal ones. But because batteries ran out in about 3 days, maybe if you use normal ones, maybe it'll last you, 3 to 5 days. But I would rather just recharge these more frequent than to go with, the ones that you use them and you have to throw them away. So there's that. All right. Time to put batteries in. So now with the batteries in, this thing by itself doesn't really do anything. There's no remote control. There's no buttons or anything you can push to operate this thing. You do need to use this app. And this app, it's a good app. It does work with a number of other toys, other Lego pieces. And all right, so the negative things of trying to use your phone, because get a phone call, everything stops. So anyway, so this app seemed to have a lot of different things that you can control. There's a rally car. There's a 4x4, which I really want to build now. There's this thing. RC buggy, which not sure how is that any different from that other one. And then this one I really want too. I guess this is to complement this thing. So anyway, so the way that this thing works is you click on this, it loads the program, and then it basically walks you through. So press the green button on the upper hub. There is a little door here. You press a button, which is right there. Nope. Can't see it. Oh, there it is. Okay. All right. And then it's Bluetooth. So make sure that the Bluetooth is turned on. It catches the signal. And then it tells you to do the same thing on the lower hub, which in this case, because it's facing rearward, it's actually here. And then the thing blinks, connects, blue for Bluetooth. It connects. And then it does give you a connect confirmation. And there you have it. All right. Then it tells you to swipe up to different alternate views. And then basically just gives you a hint, which I'm not. Swipe left. Okay. Hello. Whoops. Okay. Swipe up to view the alternate display. Okay, and then swipe left. Ah, okay, sorry. Duh. All right, my bad. So here you go. So what do you have? Oh, there you go. All right. And this could work on an Apple phone. It could work on an iPad or any other thing. Obviously, maybe having a bigger screen is best. But yeah, this is what you do. There's a whole manual thing where you have like different missions and settings and all that stuff. But none of that really matters. So anyway, I think I have enough information to kind of remember where this would control the arm. So let me face it the right way. So there's this type of control, but then I think if you swipe up, you can also have a different view. So where it gives you the angles, which, so again, I'm not sure how useful that is. And it's tactile feedback too, so the phone vibrates a little. I'm not sure about what this is. Oh, I think this is just to bring it back to the center. So like if you want to do it, I'm sorry. Oh, you know what? No, you can't control it here. All right, and then you do this way for the arm control, or you can use these sticks to control it all different ways. So you can control the angle. Here, let me move this out a little. You can raise and lower the bucket. You can tilt the bucket. You can raise it and lower it this way. And then you can open up. There you go. So there's that. And the last but not least, you can also control the tracks. There you go. So it can go backwards, it can go forwards, whoops. And then you can do a turnaround. You can either do a slow turn, which does get stuck if I do it this way, but if I do it like basically have both of them turn, it does it faster and doesn't get stuck. Now, besides that, I think more for simplicity, you can control it like this. So you can do like the full dig motion, and you can kind of see how it follows the shadow. Yep. You can turn around using this control, and it tells you the degrees. You have like an emergency stop, like if you're turning and then you want it stopped. And yeah, and then you can just like lower it, and you can have it open bucket, and you can do it all at once. So now I'm not sure what's making the clicking noise, but I think everything is assembled properly. So let's see what's causing the Okay, so you see, that's something new. I did not have that issue when I played with it first. Now, right, so there is a little calibration thing, which I think here? Nope. Settings? Out of sync? No, I'm not out of sync. Settings? There's something in here. Oh, okay. So there's something in here that you can go through all the different tests to make sure that it's calibrated properly. So it does this, and basically like you tell it like if it's not syncing up with the control. So obviously like this boom thinks that it's further out than it really is. So I'm not sure if I, like whatever the controls are here. Okay, so you see, so that works fine. And then, yeah. So like it knows its position and everything, so it's good. And then whatever this does. Yeah, so does it match the movement? So yeah, I'm not exactly sure why it does that. Oh, so you see, so now it's fine. Let's try this again. All right. So yeah, I guess maybe sometimes it's good to kind of run these calibration things because, I don't know, maybe the gears are not syncing up or something, but hopefully that's going to help to stop the clicking. Now, it's a good thing that it doesn't self-destruct. All right, and then like the last but not least. All right, so there you go. Okay. All right, so it passed all the little sync ups, so hopefully it's not about to, you know, once again, I don't want it to be hurt. Yeah, so using these manual controls does kind of give you a way to stop in case if anything. Oh, and also, this is interesting, it also tells you the pitch and the tilt. So you can kind of see the numbers are jumping. So like right now it's telling me that oh, you see it even goes like if it's beyond 30 degrees, it goes into red. So there's that. Yeah, I can also tell you that I think these represent pedals. That's probably going to be easier on a larger screen because try to catch them, it's a little tricky. Yeah, and I always know that if I see the flashing or if I see the light, that means that's the rear of it. All right, and then also one thing, so you see these two lines right here? This is actually your battery life. The bottom one controls that bottom battery bank, the upper one is the upper bank, so they will actually decrease as you have less battery life in them. That's nice. Other stuff you can do with it is that like you can memorize all these different like modules, like you can add modules and basically you can have it do like the automated stuff, which I've tried saving some of it, but honestly playing with this thing, like you can program it so it does all the different things. So you press a button and it'll do like a digging motion. I don't want to mess with that. That's way too much. But yeah, so this is the toy. This is probably the most advanced Lego set I've ever seen. Definitely. It's huge, it's heavy, it's expensive, but I mean, the fact that you can build like your own machine is impressive. All right, so now kind of how it's designed to work. Let me give you a few things here. Oh, I guess one last thing. You can go through like a lot of different motion and you can like earn these badges. So we've earned already a few badges and then like it turns color when you earn it, and then they remain black and white if you don't. So yeah, you can do like all the different missions and stuff. So all right, let's talk about here. Let me kind of put it back in the frame here. So filming this on the playmat, so ignore this train set here. Or maybe if I move it backwards a little. All right, so as a Lego set, this thing is extreme. I know it's not the biggest Lego set, but it's definitely one of the, with 4,000 some pieces with these manuals. Yeah, I've never seen a toy instruction like this before. Obviously, this thing was amazing to build. I am not a collector of Legos, but we do have some sets. And here, you know, once you build it, you have a giant feeling of accomplishment. It opens up some doors here. You can open up this door here. You can lower. Let's see, I'm trying not to break it. Every time I move it manually, I feel like I can break it potentially, or a piece will get dislodged. So you have this ladder that kind of lowers. Here you go. Once again, there's no minifigures included here, but so again, this is one of those pieces here. And from what I understand, it's a pretty accurate representation of this excavator. So there's that. It is heavy too, you know, but other than that, that's really the only thing that opens up here. All these little plastic lines, yeah, they were kind of a pain. Well, once you build it, you feel like you can accomplish anything. But there were a few problems. Number one, it was missing a couple pieces. So this piece on top, that was missing. There's no way I could have missed that. And then one of these little blue connectors, which I can kind of show you. This is all the spare pieces. So they did include, Lego did include some extra pieces. But one of these were missing. So I contacted for both of this, for this piece and for this piece, one of them, which was missing out of one of these ladder connectors. It was missing. So I contacted them. So I requested one of this part, which is used elsewhere. So I kept borrowing it from future bags of parts until I actually came to a point where there weren't any more. Because they're used, there's like 15 of these that were included. Obviously, I got 14. And then this, too, just one of these little dinky ones. So I requested 5 of them. And they were nice enough. Within like a week, they did send me this. But I kept building it, borrowing it from other parts until I ran out of where to borrow. But because these are all cosmetic pieces, there weren't really anything connected to it. So that was fine. So it's funny to think that they would include a bunch of these little extra parts, which this looks like some sort of a wrench, which is never used. And then some others, these connectors, but they did not include, you know, this big piece. But once again, it is what it is. They were nice enough to send it right away. I requested it via their web portal, and they're fine. This bag I didn't open because I'm just afraid that they're going to be all over the floor. Which you can see obviously here, there's a bunch of toys already here. Yeah, this is like the gravel, which, you know, we're using a lot of different toy cars and stuff to lift and to move, and we're having fun. You know, we have this giant wall of stuff, including the little trains, cars, you name it. We stick it here, and it is strong enough to lift it, so there's not a problem here. Now, which brings me to the next point, you know, building this thing. Wow. I've never seen so many bags of parts. And I mentioned this in my beginning stages where here, when you first start, the biggest problem with building this set, it's not the complexity. Like you look at this, like this is just a random page 144, and you look at this and you think, oh my God, how in the world am I ever gonna build this? But when you start from the beginning and you move to the end, so like you see this, you see, you know, step 1, you build the bottom, then you build the middle, and step 2, you build a little more on 3, 4, and then 5 and 6, you kind of finish it. That's it. Like, you start building this complex machinery here with just literally attaching little pieces to bigger pieces. That's it. But the complexity starts with the number of bags. I never understood from the very beginning why, you know, they've split it up into just 6 steps. Why not split it up? You know, there's a, you know, like 6 parts, I should say. And then there's 1,000 steps. So the last step in book number 2 is step 1,000, which is literally nothing more than just, here, just unboxing. So you see this step 1,000, you just unbox this bag number 6, which we didn't do, and then step 99 is you attach the scoop. All right, so there's 6 major components. Why not make it 30, 40, 50, as many as you want, as many as you need, I should say, and then don't make it so that step number 1 contains like 8 different bags of parts. Step number 2, you know, all these bags combined, there are probably 30 bags of parts in there. But yet they kind of, when you first open it up, I don't know why they didn't want to just do it like that. Because the biggest problem is finding the right part. out of a lot of bags, because you know, most traditional Legos have, you know, bag 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, whatever, and then you kind of come to a point where, okay, all the parts you need for this step are in this one bag. Nope, here you got like 8 different bags, 6 different bags, 10 different bags. So yeah, that's the one thing. So Lego people, if you are listening, or if anybody's watching who ever worked at a Lego store, you know, by all means, please tell me why would the factory split it up like this? And they're all little bags all over the place with, like, you know, so you would have a bag of parts, and then inside there's a sub bag with smaller parts, and they're all labeled bag number 3, and you have no idea. So I split it up using several of these gallon Ziplocs, and I try to be like small, medium, large parts, and I would hopefully I would be correct. Also, very important for anyone who wants to do this is they have these little helping things for stuff that all looks the same. So like this stick, there could be like 3 different lengths of the same stick. You gotta use this to measure up, and this is a scale 1 to 1. Yeah, it's on almost every single page, because you can have one with like 13 holes. You can have one with 12, 11, you know, 3, 2, 1, whatever. And then if you use the wrong one, you know, you may not find out about it until way later in the build, because you're trying to attach something and stuff doesn't match. So yeah, like this is a prime example. You need one with 15 slots and one with 13 slots. And God help you if you mix those 2 up, because the worst thing that's gonna happen to you is you're not gonna find out about it like 20 steps further down when you try to attach it, and you have to get it all apart. And it happened to me on a couple of different occasions because, you know, I get tired or whatever. So yeah, so look, the bottom line is, to make this video as short, I know I've been making it already for a while. You have to make sure that you love doing this. This is not an afternoon project. It's a lot of fun. It's definitely a challenge, but it's not a challenge where you're solving, you know, world hunger. It's a challenge of just paying attention and kind of, you know, taking it slow. Don't build it when you're tired. Don't think that you can, oh, I'm just going to spend a day building it. No, you're going to get tired. You're going to start making mistakes. Your back is going to kill you. So you got to really love how to do it. There's tons of parts, but at the same time, it's very rewarding when you build it. So yeah, I do want to build some of this other stuff that they're advertising. I do want to build this off-roader now, or this carrier. You know, not really for my kid, really for myself. So yeah, definitely. So here it is. For anyone who wants to do it, I recommend it. For anyone who doesn't, yeah, stay away from this thing. It's gonna ruin your life. All right, everybody. We'll see you next time.